Hi, today I'm going to do a version of a classic beef stew that is vegetarian and vegan, so come along! Hi and welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to make a classic beef stew, Beef Bourguignon, and I'm going to actually make it for an event because I'm going to have some friends over tonight, so we're going to eat some hot meat stew in the cold autumn weather in Sweden. So it's going to be really nice. And I'm also going to make another stew because I have some friends that are vegans, so I will make a vegan version of Beef Bourguignon as well. And I think it's nice if you have friends over that have different concepts and preferences what to eat, that you can give them all the same thing. So that's why I'm gonna make a vegan version as well. Let's start to the vegan version of Beef Bourguignon. First thing, we take a pan, we start it and heat up some oil. Rapeseed oil here, so we have. Wait until we get a good heat. While that heating up, we're going to say what we're going to have as a meat substitute. We're going to use that is soya protein. That is, I would say, the most common thing that you use in all type of vegan and vegetarian products that are going to simulate meat, like hamburger, chicken nuggets, whatever. And I actually tried it a couple of times, and I think it's quite okay. It's good. For me as a meat eater, of course it's not meat, but it's a very good substitute, and I actually could quite like that as well as I could like meat, so I think that's a good alternative. Now the pan is hot. So in the pan now, let's put some mushrooms. If you can get small ones, take that. I couldn't get the small ones, so I took and put them in half. So in with them in a pot. Take some small onions, same there, if you can get them smaller the better, but you couldn't, so I just chopped them in half. 2 carrots. Like always, you can see down below, you can see the description. And 3 garlic cloves in there. And we take 1 chili, stir around here. We take 2 tablespoons of tomato puree. We take about 1 teaspoon of dried thyme. And stir around. A little comment I will put in here about having wine in food. When I started cooking many years ago, I always got the tip that you can use whatever wine you want in your food. It will boil away and you will lose all taste and everything. But I actually think that's a myth. I later on learned that if you have a wine that you're going to serve with a dinner, it's actually a good idea to use the same wine in the food. Of course, you can have different type of wines. If you're drinking a very exclusive wine, maybe that could be bad to pour into the stew or whatever you are making that you use the wine for. But it's a good thing to try to get a similar wine. So don't believe that myth that you can use just the cheapest wine you can get. Use good wine in your cooking, not the most expensive maybe, but use a good wine, not just the cheapest one. Then we take half a liter of wine, and actually yes, this is 1 glass, it contains a half a liter, so it's a very nice glass. In with that. Stir around everything. Then we take vegetable stock. Take 2 tablespoons. I like if you cannot make your own stock, those liquid versions are actually quite good. Then you add 2 tablespoons of Japanese soy sauce. 1, 2. You take 2 bay leaves and around 10 black peppercorn. Give me that well. Stir around. Then you put half a liter of water. And like always, you can see the description below. And if you like the channel, please subscribe, hit the bell icon, and you will get notified when the new videos are coming out. And if you have any comment in how I did it, or if I should do it another way, or what I should do, please don't be afraid. Leave a comment down below. I really like and want comments. Now this have to stand up and boil. It will boil for around 40 minutes, then we will add a little bit more in it. So put the lid on and let it rest and boil slowly for 40 minutes. So be back then. The vegan version have been boiling around for 30 minutes. So let's put in the Oumph, and you can see as it looks a little bit like chicken meat. So put it in here in the pot and let it boil around for 30 minutes more. So be back then. Now the Beef Burgundy vegan version had been simmering around for 30 minutes with the Oumph in it. So the final thing I will do with it put in some pickled onions, a little bit of freshly chopped thyme, stir around, and then it's ready to plate. To this dish I normally have like the basic thing to have with it is potatoes, but I don't like to have it pressed. I don't like to have like potato mash. I want like more of a squeezed or crushed version. Like you take your normal potatoes and you just crush them. Not so too small, just crush them up a little bit. Like that. You take your stew and you put some of the harder ingredients like the Oumph, and you have like a bit of sauce and everything, the carrots, and you put on the side a little bit of potato, and a little bit of fresh parsley on top, like that. So this is how it looked, the vegan version of a Beef Burgundy with the Oumph instead of meat, and all other ingredients are vegan safe. So this would be so all my friends can eat the same thing. I think this is a nice stew to do, both if you do the vegan version or you do the meat version or whatever. Because the good thing about stews is that you can make it the day before your guest arrives. You can just put it on the stove, just boil the potatoes and you're done. And you can also, if you like to have a lunchbox for work, you can make a bigger bunch and you can freeze it in and you can take it with you to work. So I think this is a very good dish, and of course take a little bit of time. I think preparation, doing the dish around 2 hours, something like that. But in the meanwhile you can go around doing different things and you can drink a glass of wine. So until next time, take care and be safe.